Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Witches the Moon. I'm your Friday hostess, Natalie. This week's topic is balancing work, life, family, and craft. Now, this is a topic that's dear to my heart because I have a family and I own a business, 2 businesses, and my life is incredibly busy. And this is an area where I have found a lot of personal struggle in finding the right keys to having enough time for all of it and making it all a priority, because everything in my life to me is a priority, and I've always ascribed to the belief that you make time for the things that are important. So when you only have 24 hours to a day and you can't magic up more time in the day, unfortunately, how do you make that happen? Well, in my opinion, the craft is no different than any other religious practice. So if you're a Catholic, if you're a non-denominational Christian, Church of Christ, Baptist, if you're Muslim, whatever your religious aspirations are, you will make some time for that. Now, where witchcraft is a little bit different, I'll get into in a little bit. Well, I'll just say it here. I think that as magical people, we do magic all the time. Everything that we do is of the craft. It is a part of who we are. Just as when you're a Christian, you're supposed to walk in the path of Christ and live a Christian life, and it just is a part of who you are. It's not something that you can separate, and I think it's the same for the craft. When you are a magical person, what you say, what you do, has magical properties already to it. And you can fit a spell in somewhere in the day. For example, I know we've talked in past videos about how we fit it into muggle life in the workplace, or how we fit into kitchen witchery and that kind of thing. Cooking for me is a very magical task because I don't consider myself a great cook. So when I do use the herbs and spices and the meal comes out well, it's magic. I know that sounds horrible, but it's true. I mean, I'm not a horrible cook, but I'm just not, a chef like my daughter. My daughter actually has taken the culinary program in high school, and she's quite good at it. My husband loves to cook and is pretty good at it. My mother-in-law was a fabulous cook. My grandmother was a fabulous cook, but their time was different. That was when cooking was what a woman was expected to do as part of her daily duties. And so for me, my life is so busy. I mean, I see clients from, for example, today I'm starting at 9:30 and I won't finish until 8 with my clients. And I have spaces between where I'm traveling to the clients or to my offices, because I see some clients at home and some in my office, and that makes balancing that a little more difficult, because when in my job dealing with Medicaid and dealing with insurances, it's a lot of calling on the phone to find out why this claim wasn't paid, or why this one was denied, or why this kid's payments were going through and now they're not, and what's going on with this kid's paperwork, because now with some of the insurance companies, all of the paperwork has to come directly from the doctor. They won't accept it from us. Before, we would send our reports to the doctor, they would sign them, send them back to us, and we would forward them to the insurance with the request for services. Now some of the insurances are requiring all that paperwork comes from the doctor. Well, the doctor's already got their own paperwork to do. Then they've got, if this kid, God forbid, is getting OT, PT, and speech, they're having to keep track of all that paperwork too. So it's a lot of spending time on the phone, which is hard to do when you're on the road. Thank the goddess and God for Bluetooth and for Siri, because I can hands-free dial anyone I want by just saying, "Hey Siri, call so-and-so," and it's fantastic. But it's still busy because it's still hours of time on the phone, and then by the time I get done with that, I'm in front of the next client. And so there's not a lot of time to, come home, because when I come home, then I have to type up documentation for each one of the visits that I did during the day. And if it was an evaluation, then it's a full evaluation report plus a plan of care, so it takes much more time. So my time for actually physically sitting down with my tools and doing some sort of spell work is limited, in terms of I don't often get to do full Sabbath rituals. I will always take time during the Sabbats to do a full grand ritual when it's for a Sabbath. That to me is just important, and I just do it, whether it's in the morning or in the evening when I come home. I make sure that gets done. But I will cast little spells through the day, almost like a prayer, like Lord and Lady, bring to me health and wealth, prosperity. I like my spells to rhyme. Now, not all of them do, but I will come up with little things like that, and I will write them down, and there are things that I will incorporate into my daily routine. I do try to take at least 15 minutes a day for meditation. Sometimes I will meditate once I get to my office or early in the morning. Like today, for example, my husband had to take our daughter to work. She lives about 20 miles away from us. So he had to drive 20 miles into town to have her at work by 7 o'clock this morning. Hence, I'm up at the ungodly hour of 6 o'clock. So I will take some time on those days and I will meditate. Today I'm taking this time to do this video, and I'm hoping I'll still have 15 minutes to meditate, finish up the paperwork I need to finish from yesterday before I have to leave to go see clients. So it's crammed in there, but I like to take that time, and it's important to me. Now, how do I make all of this magic happen? Well, there's a couple of things that I do. As far as the meditation goes, there is an app that I learned about from Timothy Roderick. It is called the Insight Timer. I don't know. Well, here's my camera. Sorry, guys. This little symbol right here, this is the Insight Timer. And it is a free app, and I love it because you can set up your own timed meditations, and you can choose a background noise. I use the Om, but I also have another one that is just like a chant, and then they have like raindrops on the roof. They have strumming guitar. Whatever appeals to you, and you can set your timer for as much time as you want, and you can set it to have like a prepare time. Like I do a 30-second, get myself into the breathing and mindset before I start the 15-minute meditation. But you don't have to have that. It's just my personal preferences. And they also have guided meditations on there, and it's free. Now, they have a premium service you can pay for, but I've just used the free service, and it's fantastic because it keeps me accountable for that time. It will log how many days you do, and you have different milestones you can reach. And I haven't been able to meditate every day this year, but there are some days where I'm just so busy that I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot to meditate. And it's too late at that point. It's like midnight, so it's already the next day. But I will sometimes double up on the meditations. I may go ahead and do a meditation right then that I personally will consider for the day prior. But I like having this app because it does keep me accountable, and it makes it easy for me to meditate wherever I am. Now, another way that I balance my work life and my craft is planners. I think that organization is the key to balance in terms of life events, and if I don't write something down, honey, I will never remember it. So I use planners extensively. I've been looking for my day timer. I have a day timer planner. I'm a little displaced right now because, as you can see, normally I'm back here, and normally I would be filming right in front of my beautiful tapestry here, but I have this thing here that's now taking up the space where my desk usually goes, so I've not been able, I'm kind of out of my sorts, and I'm really very disorganized. I have like this huge stack of stuff just sitting on the edge of my desk that half of this, I think some of it is reports for people that did not qualify for services that I've been putting off doing because there's nobody to send it to. It's just for our personal records because we are required to keep records for 7 years. I need to knuckle down and do them. I was hoping to do them over the Christmas break, but it's that kind of thing. Now, so I don't know where my day timer planner is, but I will tell you I use more than one planner in my life. I use a planner, the day timer. My husband gave it to me like 21 years ago for Christmas, and it was the best gift I ever got. He's gotten me other planners since then, but they've all fallen apart. This one's like a little leather-bound zip journal, and the zipper's a little broken on one side, but I can still zip it with the other zipper so it stays closed. And I use that exclusively for work and school type things. So I will write in like appointments. That's where I keep the notes of people that I talk to on the phone so that I have all of that information in one place and I don't have to go, oh, where did I write that down? Because that used to be me. And I'll be honest with you, I carry 3 little blank notebooks and a pen with me at all times because, again, if I don't write something down, I won't remember it. And that goes for writing ideas. That goes for class ideas because I do develop classes and workshops for both speech pathology as well as for the craft. And so I will take some time and I'll jot some of these ideas down so that later I'll remember them. And that's primarily what I use those little notebooks for. Sometimes I will use my personal journal for that too. If it has like a notes section or a place where I can write something down, I will do that because it's quick and easy to get to. Now, I have a new journal that I'm using for my personal. I was just getting like a little spiral bound journal that I would write ideas in, and I would keep track of the topics for Witches of the Moon and topic ideas that came up from comments such as, from viewers such as yourselves or from us, and things that occurred to me, ideas for spellcraft and things that I might want to transfer later to my grimoire. I will jot those down in my personal planner. This year I'm using a different planner. I'm going to share this because I'm uber excited about this. This is the Dayplanner from Benabel Wen, and if you do not know Benabel Wen, you really need to get to know her. This is the Metaphysician's day planner for 2018. Now, what's cool about this is this does not have to be your cover design. This just happened to be the one that appealed to me. What she does is you will go to her website. I'll put a link in the down bar, but you go to Benabel's website and you fill in your information, because one of the things that she includes in here, and I was not able to get this printed in color, so she sends it to you in full color, but I plan to reprint it on my printer and just tape it in here. She will send you your natal chart for the year you were born, as well as for the current year that you're working in. And they're designed to go side by side so that you can kind of compare events. Now, this is really cool. I've never had a natal chart done, and I'm going to be quite frank with you, it is confusing as hell to me on how to read this thing. So I am trying to kind of, I know what the symbols mean, but kind of truly understanding what some of these correspondences are in the lines here, I'm having a little trouble interpreting that, so I'm probably going to ask Benabel. Benabel's very, very good about working with you and answering any questions, and there is a support group on Facebook for this. So she also sends you for free a guidebook that goes with this that you can have printed if you want. She sends you all the printing instructions. I got this printed through lulu.com as per her instructions, and it was a little confusing to figure out the Lulu website because I wasn't sure on the sizes, but the size I chose was the American 8.5 by 11, and I like it because, as you can see, it's got plenty of room to write in. And what's really neat about this particular planner is that Benabel has gone above and beyond in terms of what you typically find in a planner. Not only do you have your natal chart, but she gives the 13 principles of the craft. Now, this is from the Taoist tradition, which is her tradition, but it applies, and I really liked having it, and I love to learn about new traditions and new schools of thought. She also includes pages on the archangels. Now, I paid a little extra to get the extra divinity pages because I didn't want to take a risk of not getting enough, because you have to order an odd number of pages, and I was so confused by it that I just said, oh, to heck with it, I want everything. And I'm kind of glad I did that, because she has in here information on the archangels, prayers that you can call on. I don't particularly work with them, but she's also got some great sigils in here for you to use throughout the year. And what's really cool about it as well is that she has information on calling the quarters in the Taoist tradition. She sends you email updates with this, by the way, also, and her last email was absolutely fantastic. She had some great ideas for how to organize your workspace and get your chi flowing really well, which, as we all know, is energy, so we all ascribe to that school of thought. So she's got, this is what I wanted to show too. She has all of these fabulous sigils in here that she shares for things like healing, binding, stabilizing, releasing, and unraveling. And then on top of that, when you look at the month, she's got goals for the month. She has your monthly calendar where you can just put like important dates or mark important dates. So if you like to use stickers, which I'll probably be using, I'm going to get some moon stickers. There's a shop on Etsy that sells moon stickers. The lady's name is Julie. Can't remember the name of the shop off the top of my head, but if I can grab the link, I'll put that in the down bar too. But she does like moon phase stickers, so you can put moon phase stickers there, so you can track that for your craft, which is another good way to keep track of it. Because I usually keep like a printed chart of the dates of all the full moons and new moons, but she's got moon phase stickers, so you could just slap them on there, and then you would know where you are. But also, Benabel has this section here for divination messages. So if you wanted to do a beginning of the month card pull for what should I be mindful of in this upcoming month, what can I keep in mind, or what can I draw, this is a good place to put that, and that's really fantastic. Plus, she has all of the different dates with the retrogrades and all that, which is nice. Now, another thing that she does in this planner, aside from the monthly dates, she has regular full-on dates. And the reason I'm so happy I got the size is there is plenty of room to write there, as you can see. So events, you know, if I say, hey, I have visits from this to this, see my other planner, but this is what I need to be doing for my classes, or this is what I need to be doing for this workshop, or, you know, setting goals and deadlines for myself, because I'm really, really bad about that. If I have a due date, then I'm really good about getting her done by the due date, but not always. And that is something I'm really looking forward to hanging on to. She's also got correspondences in the back. She has a section for notes. And one of the things that I noticed in here that I mean, she's got like financial goals, family goals, physical health. I mean, she's got a section for everything. So she goes way above and beyond. And she also has important contacts. She has a notes section in here for you to make notes for yourself, which is absolutely fantastic for me. She has visions and a 5-year plan. Now, a lot of planners don't offer that. I know some of the daytimers have like a small section for it, but nothing this extensive or this well organized. So I am uber excited about the Metaphysician's Day Planner, because this is going to be something that I think I can really get into. And she, you know, encourages you to upload your own cover design. What I like about this too is it's a little bit flexible. So, you know, it's my other day planner being leather and being zipper bound, it's kind of stuck. It's like a thick book. So this I can kind of work around some other ways that I need to. And I am really excited to dig into this. At the very beginning, she's got your name with your vision statement, you know, so you could put your craft name if you wanted to. I chose not to do that for multiple reasons, but it's really comprehensive. She puts a lot of work into that, and it really will help you get your life in line in terms of knowing where you want to be and visualizing that and getting it there. Because as we all know in the craft, visualization leads to manifestation, okay? You have to see it. When you write it down, you're more likely to achieve it, because now it's become fully sensorily tactile. You've got a tactile, your touch, you're seeing the vision, you're hearing the vision in your mind as you write it, and you're able to visualize that. And once you visualize, you manifest. So make it happen for yourself. And that really seems to be the goal of her day planner. And I really, really like that. And I'm thinking I'm going to start saving my pennies to get the one for next year, because this is something that I think is comprehensive and fantastic. So you don't have to have anything that's extensive. Just keep in mind the principles that I've mentioned here that she uses in formulating this. Have a plan for yourself and know what you're going to do. I find that it's helpful to kind of look at my schedule a day in advance and say, okay, I've got these clients, this is likely to go this way, therefore I need to make sure that I meditate at this time, or that I get this done. I need to fit these other things in there. Is there a space where I can do that here or there? And you will find that as you calm yourself and you begin to incorporate these principles and utilize a system of organization for yourself, that your life will flow a lot smoother and you'll be able to better manifest, because now you're able to better focus on your craft and on your family and on your life. And you need to keep in mind the principles of mindfulness. That's another practice that I have found has really helped. And meditation helps lead to mindfulness. It makes you more aware of where you are in the moment. We need to get out of the social media thing, as you know, to a great extent. And obviously I'm utilizing social media right now, and I do use Facebook, but I have in the past few weeks, since I've started readjusting myself, stepped away from Facebook just a little bit. And I find that now I schedule myself times to check in on Facebook. I will pop in, you know, in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. And that's pretty much the extent of my Facebook time at this point. I like it because it allows me to keep in touch with friends who live overseas, time zone differences, keep up with what's going on in my community as well, because I'm in some group forums there, and keep in touch with the groups that I'm active in. But for the most part, I need to keep my focus on what I'm doing. And so pulling myself out of that and being more focused has allowed me to balance better also. So keep that in mind as well. Social media is a double-edged sword. So keep keep that in mind as you go forth in life. So having a good set of organizational skills, a good way to organize yourself, some place to write things down that you can go back to and reflect on. Meditation, folks, I harp on this, but it really has been a life changer for me, and I'm telling you, it can be for you as well. It's a fabulous tool. Those are all ways in which you can find a way to balance your work life and still manifest what you need in your own life. I hope that this video has been helpful to you, and I look forward to talking to you guys again as we go forward through the year. And if, well, we should have a video next week, so I will wait to wish you a Merry Yule next week. Thank you and blessed.